PAX, Journey Home, Chapter 21. Although the distance from the still pond was not far, it was already full light when PAX and his daughter reached the river. She had wanted to walk herself, but whenever she tried, she soon fell over on her side, looking bewildered. She struggled whenever PAX tried to pick her up, but even when she finally relented and allowed him to carry her, she whimpered if he ran or even trotted, so they had to travel slowly. Now he let her down gently onto a welter of smooth roots beside the riverbank. He watched as she took in their new surroundings. The air smelled of moss and ferns and cold campfire. Peter and the other humans were at least an hour gone. Chickadees bickered over the last winter pine cones high above them. Bark beetles scuttled in the dead elm beside them, and water splashed quietly over a stony patch of riverbed below. "River," he explained. "Flowing water is powerful. We must stay at the shallow edge." Expecting his curious daughter to take off down to the bank to explore, he readied himself to follow. The kit only dropped her head to her paws and closed her eyes. Her breaths grew slower, but suddenly her eyes flew open and she scrambled to her feet again. "You are scenting humans," PAX confirmed. "They are gone." Again he invited her to explore. "River?" The kit refused the offer. She dropped down again, curled herself up tight between the roots, and fell asleep. After testing the air to be certain there were no predators nearby, PAX left her to discover what he could about his boy, here only hours ago. Peter, PAX learned, was healthy. He was traveling with two other humans, a female and another male, and there had been no aggression between them. Their paths followed the river. They had entered from the north and left for the south. While he had stopped here, his boy had eaten beside a wood fire. PAX could smell traces of meat and marshmallows. He tracked down 3 stripped branches bearing remnants of the sticky prize on their tips, covered with ants. Next, PAX examined the clearing where Peter had slept. His boy had chosen the spot well. There was a good view of the river, and the lichen bed was dry and free of all but most harmless insects. PAX dipped his snout and breathed in the scent of his boy he had loved. He flicked a glance over his sleeping daughter and felt again the urge to teach her the important things he had learned. He trotted back and nudged her awake. "Follow me." The kit rose obediently, but her gait was even more unsteady. He picked her up, and she allowed this without complaint. As soon as he placed her on the bed of lichen, though, she leaped away. Her ears were flattened in alarm, and the fur on her neck stood up. PAX called for her to come back. She refused. He carried her to the spot again. "Humandan," she protested, backing farther away. "Humans! Dangerous!" "Yes, most." The kit didn't come any closer, but she sat down. "Most?" PAX knew that his daughter was stubborn, like her mother, so he waited while she took this in. At last she saw her relax her guard. "He knows the scent on the lichen. Not this one. My boy." Her sharp ears cocked in question. PAX laid down. "Come here." After a moment, the kit crept in cautiously and settled down against the white fur of his chest. PAX dropped his paw over her shoulder. "When I was a new kit, newer than you, I was very ill. It was a time before remembering. It was knowing. A human boy took me out of my den." The kit's eyes widened. "Mother, father allowed?" "Mother, father were gone. This boy brought me to his den. He fed me and warmed me close to his skin." "This boy was mother, father?" PAX considered this. "Yes," he agreed. "Mother, father. Later, friend. This human used only a soft voice with me. His hands held me safe, but never grasped tight. When I called from him, he came. I could trust him." The kit was quiet. PAX knew she was weighing this information against her mother's warnings. She dropped her muzzle and drew in Peter's scent. "How can you know humans' intent?" "Humans' intent is expressed in their faces, their scents, their voices, their gestures." "Like foxes?" "Yes, like foxes. but they can also be false acting. How do you know which humans can be trusted? Pax thought. Watch them carefully for a long time. They will show you.